A society to have order and to protect its citizens must have rules. Rules or laws are created and agencies are formed to enforce the rules. In the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Our judicial system, our courts, have the task of determining guilt. When guilt is found, the courts mete out the consequences. If we follow the rules of our society, we may never have to face the bar of justice inside a criminal courtroom. Join us now as we see an actual Lake County court in session.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Miller. Could everyone, including visitors, please raise your right hands? Do each of you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this you do under the pains and penalty of perjury? Thank you. You can put your hands down. Each of you has a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're under 18. I need to know if you're not a citizen of the United States, because if you're not a citizen, pleading today could affect your immigration status. I need to know if you're on probation or parole, because pleading today could affect your probation or parole status. If you plead today, you're giving up your right to have a trial and to have an attorney represent you on that trial. If I sentence you today to a criminal case, you have mandatory costs you will have to pay. You'll have to go to room 105 and either pay them or sign up for the payment plan. The least those mandatory costs can be is $273. That's the minimum. If you have a battery charge, the minimum is $700, and it goes up from there. All right, we're bringing tape recorded today and videotaped. Next is Brandy Woodard. Ms. Woodard, you are charged with possession of paraphernalia. That's the only reason you're in custody, is on a paraphernalia charge? All right, I have a note that says bond is none, defendant is not to be released. All right, Ms. Woodard, because you didn't tell me the truth about the bed being available, I revoked the ROR that I gave you last time. And it looks like you have such serious problems that you need to either be in jail a long time or in rehab for a long time. The only thing I can control right now is jail. So if you wanted to plead today, I would sentence you to 6 months in jail. It's probably in your best interest at this point to say not guilty, and I'll appoint the public defender. And your public defender can try to work something out with Ms. Claire to get you into a treatment program. So I suggest you say not guilty, and I'll appoint the public defender.
Will I get my bond back? I mean, will I be able to bond out on, like, because I had a bond, but
No.
not guilty.
Okay, I'm appointing the public defender. There'll be a $250 minimum charge for their services. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Simon Thomas, please. Mr. Thomas, thank you for dressing so respectfully for the court. And where's Alexis Banks? You'll be next. Come right up as soon as Mr. Thomas is finished. Mr. Thomas, you're charged with driving while license suspended. Have you fixed it?
I have an appointment today. Actually, I'll take
All
a
right,
routine.
your license is suspended for DUI. It's been suspended for 2 years. Anyone who drives on a license suspended for DUI goes to jail.
I have a D6 clearance form.
You do not have a valid Florida license. You are not allowed to be driving. And you were allegedly caught driving. This is jail time.
Actually, I was at home.
All right, let me see what the officer wrote. This was Wednesday, January 16th. I observed 2 vehicles traveling together. I ran the tag of the rear vehicle and it showed the registered owner had a revoked license. I looked up the owner's driver's license picture in David, that's the computer system. I could not see who either driver was, so I followed them to the address of the registered owner. Both vehicles parked in the driveway. I saw the defendant get out of the driver's door of the vehicle that was in front. I made contact with the defendant, and he tried to deny who he was. He later told me that the reason he was driving was because his wife said she was sick, so he went to meet her. The problem is, if she was too sick to drive, why did she drive a vehicle home?
She wasn't initially sick. As
Okay, Mr. Thomas, your license is suspended for DUI. The officer has a statement that he saw you driving. This is jail time. Mr. Sandor, we're talking 20 days. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more. What's your position?
Your Honor, the state's basis for the 20 days is that he received a citation for a no driver's license in November of 2012, so this is the second time that he has been caught driving on a license suspended for DUI.
No way. I see what you mean. In Volusia County. They gave him a break to charge it as a no valid. All right, if you get 3 driving while license suspendeds or DUIs or any combination in a 5-year period, Tallahassee takes your license for 5 years. Volusia wrote it up as driving without a valid license rather than driving while license suspended, and that's going to save you from being habitualized. So if you plead today, you won't be habitualized this time. If you get caught again, you probably will be. But if you plead today, it's jail time. If you plead tomorrow, it's jail time. If you plead next week, it's jail time. Today, the offer's 20 days. After today, the state can ask for up to 2 months.
can I have an attorney?
All right, you need to get an attorney. You have 2 vehicles in the family. Do you rent this house or you own it?
We're in a lease purchase.
Then you need to try to get a private attorney. You're present, and you'll enter a no contest plea, and you are welcome to talk to an attorney. The 20 days is not necessarily available anymore after today. All right, thank you, sir. We'll get your paperwork. Alexis Banks, how did you get here today?
I have a right.
Nobody raised a hand back there. Where's your ride?
My coworker dropped me off. Once I'm done, I've called them so they can pick me up.
Hey, you're caught driving, you're going to jail with no bond.
I understand, yes, ma'am.
Okay, Alexis Banks to the microphone. Ms. Banks, thank you for jumping up so quickly. Mr. Sandor, Alexis Banks, what's the state recommending?
Your Honor, the state's offer for Ms. Banks for the possession of marijuana is an adjudication of guilt. It's 12 months probation with early termination upon payment of a $300 fine, completion of a drug evaluation and any treatment that's recommended, and providing 2 clean screens at least 30 days apart. If she fails to provide proof of the drug evaluation and treatment, her driver's license would be suspended for 2 years. Thank you.
She has a cocaine history.
Yes, Your
So, 2 clean screens, 30 days apart, plus
I
2
believe-
random screens.
I believe that most of the cocaine priors are actually for dealing rather than using.
Well, we're going to still do 2 random. If she takes it, 2 clean screens at least 30 days apart, plus 2 random screens.
Okay, Your Honor.
Ms. Banks, I have mixed emotions. Given your history, maybe jail's all that's going to get your attention. But the state, for some reason, thinks that if you get some counseling, that we won't see you here anymore for drugs. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine. I'm a little nervous because I'm just getting out of prison and I got involved in a situation. So I got a citation. So basically,
Okay, so let's look at this again. How long have you been out of prison?
I've been out of prison like 7 months.
And all I can say in your defense, listen to me closely, is marijuana stays in your system at least 30 days. For some people, it stays in their system up to 90 days. For women, it tends to stay more on the 90-day end. If you have not used marijuana in 90 days, you'll test clean. And that would be a good indication to the state that you weren't using this stuff they found.
Right.
So that's all I can offer you as a suggestion. If you want to say, I've not used any in 90 days, I want to go take a urine screen and I'll show I'm innocent, That's an option. But if it's going to show positive, of course, it doesn't help you a bit. It hurts you. If you want to go do a urine screen today and then come back, it costs between $15 to $40 depending where you go for the screen. If it's clean, it goes to the argument that you just were in the wrong place at the wrong time, it wasn't your stuff. Comes back dirty, then this is as good a deal as you're ever going to get. The officer wrote, I observed a blue passenger vehicle fail to stop. I was able to catch up to the vehicle and conduct a traffic stop. I made contact with the driver and advised her the reason of the stop. I asked to see her driver's license, insurance, and registration. The driver was Erica Waldruff. There were 3 more subjects in the vehicle who were identified as, you were one of them, the front passenger. Many years ago, the law was that the people in the car could leave, only the driver had to stay. The law currently in Florida, correct me if that's changed again, Mr. Sandor, but the law right now, as I understand it, is once the car is stopped, everyone in the car is stopped. No one can leave without the officer's permission. So the officer had an absolute right to question everyone in the vehicle. You were a front seat passenger. I asked Ms. Waldorf if she had anything illegal in the car. She said she didn't have anything illegal and there shouldn't be anything illegal in the vehicle. She said we could search her vehicle. We had the rest of the passengers step out and search the vehicle. After searching, we found a clear plastic baggie containing marijuana. The marijuana was located in the center console. Oh dear. So after questioning everyone first said it wasn't theirs, and then Ms. Banks freely and willingly advised the marijuana was hers.
Because I didn't want to go to jail that day, because I didn't have bond money. He said if somebody took the charge, he would give us a citation. That's what he stated.
Okay, so we have an admission. So, if it turns out you lied to an officer, that's a new criminal charge. Resisting or obstructing, giving false
He was taking
information.
everybody to jail.
It was a bad choice to lie. So, you've kind of painted yourself into a corner. You can take the sentence on the marijuana, or you can say not guilty, and in order to get out of this, you're going to say that you lied, and then the state could go forward with charging you with lying. I think you need to talk to an attorney. Are you able to afford a private attorney, or do you need the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. There'll be a $250 minimum charge for their services, and you're kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Which means?
This charge is marijuana. If you're going to say, I'm not guilty of the marijuana, I was lying to a police officer in the middle of an investigation, then the state can charge you with that, and you've already confessed to doing it. Talk to your attorney. All right, we've appointed the public defender. If you don't do marijuana, that's still a good suggestion to go for that test. Nayoka Victram. And on deck, we have Beth Ann Nietzsche Brown. Ms. Victram, you are charged with possession of marijuana. Mr. Sandor, what's your recommendation?
Your Honor, the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt in 59 days in the Lake County Jail with credit for time served and any game time earned. And the Eustis Police Department is seeking $85 in cost of investigation. She does have a pending felony filed.
So they're going to revoke her bond on the felony?
I believe Ms. Brinkman's working on that.
Oh, dear.
Your Honor, if I may, if you read the report, it wasn't even a possession of marijuana. This officer, I complied with him from the time he pulled me over
Okay,
Stated
she
he saw something
threw
fly out of a
something.
window on a 4-lane highway. They blocked off the highway 3 blocks.
Hey, do you
searched,
want
didn't find
me
anything.
to address the report or not?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not going to interrupt me again?
No, ma'am.
Okay, prior to stopping the vehicle, I observed a red ember fly out of the driver's side window. While speaking with victim, the odor of marijuana was still coming out of the vehicle. She advised, I probably smelled it because she had just been smoking at a friend's home. I asked her what she threw out of the window. She said, a cigar. I walked back to where she had thrown it out and couldn't find it. On the floor was marijuana shake, and it field tested positive for marijuana. Okay, they're going to probably violate your bond, revoke your bond on the felony.
Even though I wasn't arrested?
Yes. You admitted to using drugs. Are you going to get a private attorney, or do you need the public defender?
Your Honor, I didn't admit to using drugs. I stated to him
Hey,
I left
stop
the
it.
party where...
Stop it! Do you need the public defender, or are you getting a
Yes,
private
ma'am.
attorney?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. There'll be a $250 minimum charge for their services. We're going to give you our new court date. You need to talk to the public defender. Do you have a public defender on your felony case?
No, ma'am. Mr. Sioka is my attorney on that case.
Private attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, don't you want him to handle this one too?
I can't afford to retain him again. That money was given to me by family members and friends.
Well, you sure let them down, apparently. Okay, call Mr. Sioka and tell him what's going on. All right, thank you, ma'am. Next, we have Beth Ann Nietzsche Brown. Miss Nietzsche Brown, the state gave you a contract.
I believe she's completed all of the conditions, so the state would therefore close her case at this time.
Okay, the state doesn't always do that. Sometimes they say you had your chance, it took you too long, we're not dismissing it now, it's going to be on your record. But in your case, the state is telling me to dismiss it. So, good job. Wait for your paperwork that says case dismissed. This is counts 1 and 2, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dismissed. Yay. First good news we've had today. Let's save her to the end and make her come back again in an hour when I'm overloaded with bad news. Donna Ann Balding. Mr. Batts, do you know her? Thank you so much for pointing that out to me.
I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
All right.
Even though I have a hearing aid on, I still don't understand well.
Okay, Mr. Boone, could you tell her, could you take this to her and show her, let's take the whole thing. Take the ticket to her. And show her that she's charged with leaving the scene.
Your Honor, do you have a report for this? There wasn't one on the, would you like a
I
copy?
just want to show you, I want to show you right here that you were charged with leaving the scene without
Yes,
giving
yeah.
information. Are you aware
Yeah,
of
that's
that?
what it says on here.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, just tell the judge.
With her golf cart.
Could she stand with her so I can tell you stuff? And could you ask her how she got here today?
How did you get here today, ma'am? How did you get here?
I drove.
You drove here?
I drove.
She got a hearing there. You got a problem, no problem.
Could you ask her if she read the police report about what happened?
Did you read the police report on what happened?
No. All I have is this.
Could you
Yes.
take her in the corner and we're going on with the next person? Mr. Batts? Mr. Batts, you were suspended for not paying 2 tickets out of Orange County. Have you been able to pay them?
No, ma'am.
How long before you can pay them?
Couldn't tell you.
I want you to read this.
Things are that bad?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you got two letters in the mail saying, don't drive, you're suspended because you haven't paid these tickets.
Because of my current situation, I no longer live at that address. I have a new address, so
Well, you knew you got the tickets,
that is correct.
and you knew you didn't pay them,
That is correct.
and you knew that gets you suspended because you've already had a driving while license suspended back in 2005.
Yes, ma'am.
So whether you got the letters or not, this doesn't make it go away.
I understand that.
And you seem like a very nice person. But once you didn't pay your tickets, you weren't allowed to be driving. And you get 3 of these in a 5-year period, and you lose your license for 5 years.
I heard you mention that earlier.
I'm sorry?
I heard you mention that earlier.
I'll probably mention it a half a dozen more times today. What kind of work do you do?
I run my own lawn care business.
And business isn't good?
It's the winter. No, ma'am.
Well, I have seen people with a lawn care business expand their services in the winter to hose down like the leaves in the gutters, and
They've been very fortunate.
you're not able to do any of that?
Yeah, when the business is there, ma'am, I take it.
Do you have a pressure washer thing?
No, ma'am.
So then you can't do that. That's something to think about to expand your business for the winter. If you enter a no contest plea today, it's a $250 fine. The only break I can give you, I'll say with a valid driver's license, I'll reduce it to $100. So $250 fine within 6 months, or $100 with proof of a valid driver's license. It is what it is.
I'll take door number 2.
Your call down the road. You can win the lottery and rather, whatever. Miss Angie, it's yellow sticky except for, we're going to give him the alternative with a valid driver's license. It's $250 fine or $100 with a valid license. And we will have to fingerprint you today. Here's the fingerprint sheet. So maybe you need to get a part-time job in the winter when your business isn't so good. $250, it's $100 with a valid license. And what did she say?
I asked her twice as she read it. She said yes.
Okay. Could you go be fingerprinted, and could we have Miss Baldy back up? Okay, Mr. Boone, could you tell her the charge is that she was bumping other vehicles?
The charge, ma'am, is you were bumping other vehicles.
Okay.
Mr. Sandor, was she in a golf cart at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, while you were in your golf cart, you were bumping other golf carts.
While you were in your golf cart, you were bumping other vehicles, ma'am.
I wasn't aware that I was bumping other vehicles.
That's scary, and maybe you shouldn't be driving if you weren't aware you're bumping other vehicles.
No.
Did you hear Your Honor? That she said that's very scary that you were doing that.
Okay. Yes.
Does she want to talk to an attorney?
Do you want to talk to an attorney about this?
No.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
I don't know what to tell you.
All right, we'll tell you what the offer is.
I'm here to drive for my mother and father. My mother doesn't drive. My father doesn't drive anymore. And we're just getting ready to leave this move.
Okay, Mr. Boone, could you tell her she's charged with hitting other vehicles and not staying to do an accident report? And if she pleads today, it's a $200 fine.
You're charged with hitting other vehicles and not staying to
Okay,
report it. And
I wasn't aware I was hitting other vehicles. That's why I just left.
and the fine is $200. If
You can say not guilty and talk to an attorney.
You can say not guilty and talk to an attorney.
No, I'll pay the fine. I fled because I wasn't aware I was hitting anything.
Are you sure you don't want to talk to an attorney first?
No.
no, you don't want to talk to an attorney, or yes, you want to talk to an attorney?
No, I do not.
You want to go ahead and plead to the charge today?
Yes.
Okay, it's a $200 fine. You'll have 6 months to pay it.
It's a $200 fine, you'll have 6 months to pay it.
Okay.
And when you leave here, you have to go to room 105 and sign up for the mandatory costs, which are in addition to the $200.
Once you leave here, you have to go to room 105 across the hall to pay mandatory charges in
Okay,
with also your $200 fine.
I can do that.
All right, Mr. Sandor, I think she's perfectly competent. We just have a hearing
Yes, Your Honor.
dilemma and a driving dilemma. All right, yellow sticky.
And that person.
Is this mine to keep for the file, Mr.
That's
Sandor?
fine, Your Honor, yes.
Theodore Montgomery to the microphone, please. Mr. Montgomery, you are charged with attaching a tag not assigned, speeding, and expired registration. We continued the case from November for you to get a good tag. Were you able to do so?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you show the prosecutor, please? Mr. Montgomery, how is it that this vehicle did not have a proper tag on it?
I was going that day to get the tag and everything.
How long had you had that vehicle?
I've had it for like a week.
All right, everyone listen to me. Did you get it from a private dealer or
It was a private owner.
okay, I meant private owner. Anytime you buy, sell, or trade a vehicle with a private person, you need to have that other person meet you at the tag office. Once you buy that vehicle, you cannot drive it 1 inch until it's registered in your name, tagged in your name, and insured. If you're selling it, you want to meet them at the tag office because you don't want your name to stay on that while someone else is driving it. So anytime you buy, sell, or trade a used vehicle from a private person, have the other side meet you at the tag office. Right? So you were not allowed to be driving it around until you fixed it. You fixed it now. Mr. Sandor, is this one you're willing to reduce to a civil?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reduce the attaching, but he put a tag on it. Where did you get the tag you put on it?
The tag that I put on it was the tag that I was going to use for the vehicle.
But you were not allowed to put that tag on it until it was legal. Do you want me to change the criminal to a civil or dismiss the criminal and just sentence him on the expired registration?
I believe previously Madam Clerk said it's easier to amend.
Change this to a no tag, 6 months to pay. We'll dismiss the expired registration. And then you have a speeding ticket. You've had a prior speeding ticket in Alabama, so I'm not giving you a break on this speeding ticket, except I'll give you 6 months to pay it. Do you want to enter a no contest plea, or do you want to have a hearing on the speeding ticket?
I was going to say not guilty on it because I don't believe I was speeding. I had my GPS pulled up, and it said I was doing 55 mile an hour.
You were clocked by radar doing 75 and a 55.
There was a truck that came up behind me real fast. I don't know if he got clocked or if it was me, but my GPS in my truck said I was doing 55. I was just trying to make it to the tag office. I took the day off from work to go up to the tag office and get everything legal, so I didn't have to drive the AAA truck around.
Your call. Do you want a hearing on the speeding ticket? The officer says he clocked you with radar.
How much is the speeding ticket?
You received a copy of that. I thought it's $281, and I'll give you 6 months to pay it. If you want to get the points off, you'll have to go to school.
I'll just pay it, and I'll go to school.
All right, no contest. I find you guilty. It's $281. You have until August 1st to pay. You may go to school if you're eligible.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir.